Good morning, everyone. Let me say hi to the babes. Y'all want to say hello? Hi, babies. Hi, Cocos. Yeah? What are you up to today? Huh? Are you happy? All right. Well, Coco is happy. Hello, everyone. Good morning. It is 8 a.m. and it is also the summer here in San Diego. We have had our summer solstice, and I've definitely been feeling some of the heat already. Look how beautiful these are. Like, look how beautiful. I love them. And then look at this one over here. Can you see it? Ah, so beautiful. And I have a gladiola coming up over here. So let's go ahead and get started with this video. Obviously, I'm very excited today. This morning is so beautiful. But I want to bring you this video because it is the beginning of a month. We are entering July, and I was doing something very exciting this past month, and that is I joined a farmers training program. Yes, you heard right. No, I don't have a farm. But it's a program that was started by Solidarity Farms, that is here in San Diego County, and they are trying to create more farmers. We need more farmers. Farmers are very important to what we do and who we are and how we live. And well, they need more farmers, and they need to, raise awareness of the work that they are doing. And I saw the application. I was like, why not? I like going to the community garden. I like learning about and trying to keep my own garden. And I will say, I learned that I was doing a lot of things that I was doing wrong, which is always great to know. For example, I have seen some of you comment on my videos, do not walk on your beds because it compacts the soil. Well, the same thing was said to me at the farmer training program. So thank you for those that do know this information and are sharing it with me. Like I'm saying, like before we got the house, my idea of a plant was a pet rock, and now I'm completely totally into going to farmers training program, and I love the people there. They were they wanted to talk about plants. They wanted to talk about soil and drip irrigation, just all of these things that, unless you have those friends that are also farmers and gardeners, it's kind of hard to have those conversations with, or they look at you like you're crazy, like, oh, okay, that's another picture of a flower, that's another picture of your garden. Anyways, so this training program. So the training program was very, very fun, very informational. So we talked a bit about small scale farming. So again, that's for, folks who maybe do not have access to land or are working in small community gardens, different areas like that, and what that looks like and what practices can be done there. We also looked at commercial farming, so trying to live off of being a farmer, and making that your income. So looking at a range from a quarter acre to a 5-acre farm to just huge farms, and what practices they have there. And we explored the different soil types that are available. So Solidarity Farms, the farm that we went to, has sandy soil, and so we looked at places that they haven't worked in yet and how sandy it is. I literally felt like we were at the beach. And then the areas that they have been working in using regenerative agricultural practices, and how different that soil looked. We also looked at clay soil. We went to visit a farm that is part of their network, and that was clay soil, and seeing the difference of the clay soil. So that one we had a lot of problems with water and just like a huge sinkhole, passing through with the little like cart thing that pulls. I want to say it's a tractor, but I'm not sure. I'm forgetting the name. Anyways, the tractor is what I'm gonna go with, made a hole where the wheels were. It just got stuck, and now it's like a little pond area for them of how like much water clay retains. And there was also lots of frogs, which were so cute. And yeah, and we looked at that, and it was just really good seeing the different soil types. We did different lab tests. We also dug deeper into the business side of being a farmer. So it does get very expensive very quickly. And you're like, oh, well, it's just 40 cents here, $10 here, $20 here, $60 here, $100 here, $1,000 there. So it's just like very it adds up very quickly if you're not careful, and if you don't take some time to plan out the businesses, the finance, the budget, the calendar, what that's going to look like, how the weather's going to affect you, what your area looks like. So I think that was very helpful in the materials that then you're investing in, right? Like getting a shovel. Are you buying that? Are you borrowing it from someone? Are you trying to find a used one? Like just different things that go into it. We also went through the pre-harvest phase. We went through the harvesting phase, which was very fun. And we went through the post-harvest phase. So looking at the efficiency of wash stations. And I was like, yeah, I have no wash station in my garden at all. I grab things, put them in my basket, and I take them to the kitchen, and that's where we have, you know, our deposit. But, you know, if I had a wash station, I could definitely do that out here, prep it, make sure that any little critters that are in there aren't going into the kitchen, they're staying out here. And it'd probably be more enticing for us to reach for that item and cook it because it looks presentable. It has this like, it looks clean and enticing and yummy to eat. Like the beets didn't look that good, but once we washed them and cut them, they were so sweet and beautiful, and oh my goodness, I love beets. And I mean, there's so much more that we did at the farm, and I felt like the month was gonna be forever, and it went by so quickly, and before you knew it, it was done. And that's really sad. It was a whole month, and I got to sleep in my car. We got to camp out. We woke up super early, which I was like, this is great because I'm already waking up early and I'm gardening myself in my backyard. And now I was doing it with like 15-20 other people who liked doing this. And yeah, very interesting. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to the very beginning of the month. And look at this beautiful carload. All right, hello everyone. It is about 9, I want to say, or probably 8. I'm unloading the car. I went last night to get a second load of bricks. Oh my, am I sweating, and it's sprinkling, but I have to unload it because I'm starting a farmer training program, and it's today, and I'm gonna sleep over, and I'm planning on sleeping in the car because I don't have a tent. And anyways, I have to unload the car. Finally got all the bricks out. Oh my goodness, it's so dirty. Look at this mess.
hoyo.
Aquí.
Sí,
Ahí está la línea. Más
donde
cerca.
está la línea,
aquí,
eso,
ok.
señora. Qué bueno que lo está viendo porque lo hace chueco y luego nos... Eso, con confianza. Ahora sí ya, ahora la válvula.
¿Dónde está?
Están allá enfrente. Allá.
Ahora, Chris, ya puedes correr el otro de una vez. Esto a veces lo hacemos en los campos grandes cuando estamos
Hoy dijo un
trabajando.
poco de sábila.
Saliva.
Sorry.
Escupirá saliva el muchacho. ¿Sí? Es bueno trabajar en equipo porque cuando estás haciendo un campo grande, uno va, uno viene, uno conecta, trabaja siempre en equipo. Oh, te va a hacer falta la grapa, Chris. Ok, es así, ¿no? Una vuelta, exacto. Disculpa. Ok. Y listo.
Yeah, because the reverse wants to lift the drill up. Alright. So who wants to do this?
This one mixes the soil, the top layer of the soil.
It's the harrower, right?
Yeah, power her. Sorry, I'll turn it off so we can talk. So, you guys know what PTOs are on tractors? Basically, it's a power takeoff. It means that the tractor or the machine that you have has an external power that comes from the shaft and to give you for another implement. So this little two-wheel tractor goes forward, but also gives me power right here. Makes this gear spin around. So that's the PTO. See if everybody can see.
So where's the tunnel with directions?
Well, right now, right now, it's right here. But actually, he locked
Took
it.
a turn.
One side is going here and one side is going here. Take a look at it before we set up the trap. Feel free to put your hand, don't worry. You sign a waiver anyway. Alright, so there we go. You can try to set up one. The trick for this one, when you purchase one, don't get discouraged. It's a pain to set up for the first time. Another hole. I put my 2 fingers like this, like right here, and my thumbs right on the other thing, and I push this little stick up, and then these fingers are gonna do all the strength, and these are just gonna push down and then down, and then the little trigger gets hooked up. No, you gotta grab it like this first. All right, pass this guy through the middle. All right, now put these fingers a little higher, and these fingers back, so you have more strength. You see how I did? No, put them like underneath.
Oh, okay.
You see, like, look, I'm making like a little wall
Oh,
with my
yeah.
fingers. All right, and now you're gonna push your thumb down. There you go, till this hook can stop it. Look at this hook.
Oh, there's a little. Oh, I have to catch that.
It has to catch it. That's your trigger.
That's hard to see.
Oh, this drives people crazy the first time, but then once you do it a bunch of times, then try to. Yeah, there you go. You got it. And now this fella has to hold down.
Yeah. Okay.
Now put it through the hole. Oh, I can't see. Is it through the hole? I can't see.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Watch out, because if this snap is gonna poke your hand. You
You
got it? Through the hole. It went through the hole right there. Beautiful. Now I'm gonna set up this as well. Through the hole.
Okay.
Boom. Now let me set this one first. So I'll grab it with my thumb like this, and I push it in. Right into the hole, but I hold the trigger. You don't want the trigger to get triggered. And then this one actually is the other way. So I want to push it kind of deep. There we go, right there. Now try to push that one. Put your thumb right here. Foremost, the easiest one. Now the new farmers were spoiled with so much technology. Simple coupler, just like pressure lock. If you buy them a lot, they're like about 40 cents or 50 cents. They used to be $1, but so pretty straightforward. I usually kind of like make sure they're not spider. There's there. You're gonna grab it right here, cut right there, cut here, and then you go like this. Same that you put the drip tape, push it all the way in, and then lock it in place. Grab the other side, lock it in, and twist it. And there we go.
Cut, boom.
Yeah.
That was an easy fix.
You can cut the slack a little bit if you want more, or you can pull from the end. Now, that one, I mean, it is a hole. I'm not gonna deal with it right now because this drip tape is probably year 3. I'm not gonna keep spending more stuff. The best thing for the electrical tape is when the water's on. Okay, and then I grab it like this, and then I put the electrical tape over, kind of nice and tight. It's always better when it's on. And I go back once, as tight as I can without affecting the drip tape if possible. There we go. Now, I usually don't recommend the electrical tape for anything bigger than that,
Okay.
because it's just gonna make a mess. And even what I did right now The only thing it's doing is still dripping. It's just avoiding that that little stream. Now, you see, this is what happened, right? I don't know what happened there, but I think that hole was too big for the electrical tape. So we're gonna fix it. And I'll
Okay.
show you a different technique. And we'll do all this little thing. But usually it's not that bad. It could be worse. Now we have a problem because this guy is not coming out. Someone needs to open the line.
Oh, it's not open.
That was me, probably. Okay, so in this case, it's pretty old. I'm not gonna get into the details. I'll show you a different technique, and they're all good. Obviously, one is gonna be faster than the other one.
Going open.
Okay. 80% of the farmers in California, they fix drip tape this way. This is the way I learned. Okay. We have a spaghetti tubing. This is the advanced version. When you go to a farm and you do this, they're gonna be like, wow, where did you learn that trick? Because, you know, if you have a big farm, you don't have 50 cents for every leak, you know? You gotta come up with a plan of how can you fix it cheaper. So this is called doblador. There you go.
What do you say called doblador?
Doblador, this one. So it's like people use it for building, you know, construction, the little rebar tights. They're called rebar tights. But that's the difference, right? So we have 5 cents versus 50 cents, right? So if you're doing a huge section, an acre of farming, like a pumpkin patch that is big, this is a good option, but this is cheaper. You know, my job is to show you guys two things: the expensive but easy, or the cheaper, a little harder. You have
Does the wires already come in that?
Both sides. Slide the sleeve here. Boom. You got only 10 seconds, so boom. Now you turn a PVC tee into a pressure lock for your poly tubing. I'm not gonna put it in because it's a pain to get it out. But this guy, 30 minutes, 5 minutes is dry, 30 minutes is solid, 3 hours is completely nice. But in this case, since this coupler here is not the one carrying the pressure, sometimes we just do it like 10 minutes after. Because it's not gonna be holding most of the pressure. The pressure is gonna be holding by this thing. When you do PVC, when you fix a pipe or something, you wanna wait like at least a couple hours. And that's it, pretty straightforward, right? So really quick, you can create a system with PVC into poly tubing, and then you have these guys falling, you know, like rocking out, put a stick, turn the water on, and go for it. Yeah. Well, we'll see this meal. Man, all that breakfast, y'all.
Sí comieron bien.
Everybody okay? called a wobbler. Right? And it just, the main line just comes here, gets into here.
And like five
Chasing after something.
Squirrel, I saw it. Squirrel didn't see him, the squirrel went right towards the beginning.
in all different ways. I thought it was different colors and but they were so good, so fresh. Oh my gosh.
Bringing our main pipe over to here. And then we reduced it, I think to 1.5 inches, and we brought it to here. So this is the kind of main manifold for the food forest. So we've got the perennial, so we've got a 1-inch pipe. So when you're thinking about what size piping to do, I don't know if Nan and Jose have talked about this. When you're thinking about what size piping to use, think about your kind of maximum expansion, like how big you might get, how many sprinklers you might have eventually, so you don't have to go back and redo with bigger pipes.
So almost better to start bigger and then
Yeah.
like from that system reduce if you need to or something. Yeah.
You don't ever have to reduce.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh, no, I just had a question about it. I noticed the other ones were purple. You guys, is that color indicative of the size of the pipe or anything?
Nah, it's just you wanna cover it for UV rays. PVC becomes brittle over
okay.
time.
Okay.
Just so people can see it, don't break it,
Right.
and to protect the pipes.
Just drive over it.
Yeah,
I thought maybe it was a color code.
nah.
Pipes are bigger,
Okay, so because we don't have that many trees on sprinklers here, you know, like out in the orchard, we started with 3/4 inch pipe. We started with like, first year we planted like 60 apple trees, and then we planted like 60 more. Then we planted a row of peaches, and all of a sudden we found that 3/4 inches. And as the trees got a little bit bigger, we had to get bigger sprinklers, and we found we don't have enough volume in our pipes. The end of the rows are less pressure. So we had to go back and put in 1 inch. So think about what kind of sprinklers you're going to use. Calculate how many trees you might think you ever will have. If you're using sprinklers, you got to look at you know, your potential volume, right? So get big enough pipes. And you know, PVC is expensive these days, right? It's like twice as expensive as it was like 5 years ago. So think, you know, plan it out. Okay, so we've got 1 inch perennial rows, right? So this is what you call a drag line, right? So all of our rows are running this way. So opposite to that is what you call a drag line, right? So we got a 1 inch drag line running like this, and then from there we're running mostly polyline. If you're which is this flexible, this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Poly tubing, right? Same thing with your size. When we bumped up our sprinklers out in the orchard, we had all 1/2 inch, and we had to switch to 3/4 inch. You have to go to like an irrigation store to get 3/4 inch, so like Grangettos. Otherwise, you know, all the big box stores, Home Depots or whatever, carry 1/2 inch.
It's just good compost, but it's very hydrophobic. It takes a long time to get it wet. The only thing is that once it gets wet, it just stays moist longer. Because it has like all this, not after you put it, because then you have to work harder. It's gonna be heavier. But you see all this thing, it's like a green material, pulverize it, so it's a lot of carbon material, and you need to soak it pretty good. The kale already looks happier. Look at
Yeah.
it works there. So we're gonna take care of these beds first, and then the beets. If they're still.
Stems are a little flimsy from the watering setup. The other way you can do it, which your non prefers this way, is you just do it right over the tub, and you can kind of rotate it.
The sun is beautiful on your face.
Be a model.
I was really bummed
I still, it would be sad if, to think, oh, I could have saved all those. And I'm on the crop plan for delivering 50 pounds of cucumbers. It was supposed to be this week. It's like, I don't have it, and then in 3 more weeks. So like, okay. But it was still, I'm not going to risk it. So you see the blotchy, the yellow, just really weird. So take a picture.
What did you call it again?
It is a mosaic virus. I'm pretty sure it's the squash mosaic virus, not the cucumber mosaic virus, even though it's on cucumbers. So, yeah.
I think my cucumbers have had that.
Fertilizer through the water. Obviously with chemical petroleum-based fertilizer and things like that. So we regenerative farmers kind of like try, or natural farmers try to copy a little bit of what's available out there in the world and do it as a holistic method. Like I said, you got to be careful and not fall too addictive with this, because you should be working on your soil. If your soil should be balanced, you don't need this as much, but it's always good to give a boost, right? So the way I see it, and this is a horrible example, but it's the fish, the fertigation. It's like the difference between eating a good vegetable chicken soup. You see how it's coming out to the PVC? So that kind of mixes it up a little bit.
Sorry,
And
trying
I
to get out
also
of your
like
way.
to give it a little bit of a shape. And right at this point, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just gonna try to go as quick as I can. Sorry. Ancient technology here. I don't know how to use the cell phone.
Other way.
There we go.
Oh, I see.
And then this tights it up. What I like to do is I like to give it a little shake as well, just so it shakes.
That's the magic right here.
Mixing it up. Get all frothy. And then for finalizing the training, we're gonna make sure you drink a little bit of it.
Plate, and by the time you're ready to fold it up, it'll be completely done. Like, it'll be soft. So you just want a little bit of noodles. We're gonna use hands here. If you overstuff, you will regret it. It's kind of like a burrito. It like looks fun, but at the end you're like, meh, that was too much. And then just some veggies. And I highly recommend dipping with the peanut sauce, not putting it on the inside. Some people think I'm crazy and that it should always go on the inside. I just like dipping. It's kind of hard to fold and sometimes it squishes out the sides I'm not doing a very good demo because that's probably too much to go in. All right, and we'll make some space at the end here. And it's just one side, and then what I try to do is shove it all to one side so that I have more on one side than the other. The pressure. Right, and then I kind of like throw my corners in, you know what I mean? And then if there's extra that's gonna make it a problem, I scoop it out and roll. And the nice part is that it sticks, you know, at the end, so you're good. And then see, I overstuffed, so it pokes out. So fewer noodles is probably better. And then peanut sauce goes on the side. There's some, the peanut sauce is dope. Charles is amazing. I highly recommend this section. All right. Work on both sides so that we can get through the line. Cool.
So one thing you're gonna get used to it as a farmer is figuring out PVC.
How do you bring it underneath the ground?
Well, this one, you bring a big backhoe and you build the lines, and then you drop the PVC down.
And then the dirt on top.
Yeah. Yeah. In the Sanka.
How much does that cost you to get set up?
Well, this one, we actually used the NRCS grant to do it with the tribe. And between the tribe and Solidarity Farm set this up. But this one, the high tunnels. So just so you get the kind of perspective, it comes from the high tunnels. Anybody see that cone, orange cone in front of us? Oh,
Yeah.
right there. And then from that cone, it comes below the ground all the way to almost that high.
Wow.
There's a few risers along the way. And it also goes all the way to almost where you were camping.
Okay.
So ideally, this is why I need the board. I brought it, but it's on the mule. Or farm. All right, team. Can I show?
All right, progress report check-in. We've made some raised areas, put compost in, set up our drip tape, and we're getting ready to start transplanting and seeding and finishing the rest. We also got a fence up. Go team!
Doing the thing.
Transplants are in. Now we're just getting seeds added. And we're almost done.
We're gonna go all the way down.
Got a couple more.
Thanks. 2 per hole, right?
2 per hole.
Okay, so I should start here.
I can follow behind you.
Okay.
Chris. Yeah. Do you have any nopales drops on your head, Tro?
Oh, my Kayla was this small when we got her.
We're gonna make a run for it. I can just feel it.
Ahorita he hecho nopal, hay uno que se cayó. Porque con los que se caen,